Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in today. I'd like to talk about the incident with Charlie Kirk. Before I get started, I would like to offer my condolences to his family in his passing away. So, I'll get started with this video. I have to say, I found it really upsetting to see people celebrating the passing of someone like Charlie Kirk. That kind of reaction is shocking. I know people have strong opinions, and it's normal to disagree with public figures, but celebrating a death crosses the line. It really makes you think about the state of our society and the kind of environment we created for ourselves. The hate and violence I see back home, it doesn't surprise me anymore, but that doesn't make it any easier to accept. Every story about someone being hurt or targeted just for their beliefs or who they are is painful. And it makes me even more grateful to be overseas, away from all the tension. Life feels calmer here. People can go about the day without that constant sense of fear that seems to be so common back home. Safety is something we often take for granted. And it's just not about protecting yourself physically, it's about peace of mind. Being able to step outside your door and not constantly worry about danger. Being able to live and raise a family without anxiety. That's very huge. Back home, that sense of security feels like it's slipping away. And it's just not random events. It's the culture, anger, the division, the way extreme reactions are normalized. Sometimes it feels like the worst behaviors are being cheered on. What really breaks my heart is seeing the imbalance. People lose their lives tragically. Meanwhile, there are others who support, who, meanwhile, there are others who hurt people or break the law. And sometimes they get sympathy and their actions are excused. That kind of imbalance is hard to reconcile. It's frustrating and it makes you question how fair things really are back home. And it's crazy too how anyone can feel truly safe in their home, raising or raising children, parents worrying about schools, neighborhoods, online spaces, the constant need to stay alert and conscious and cautious. It's exhausting. It's a mental load that weighs on people every single day in America. Living overseas has been a relief in that sense. I don't feel like I have to constantly brace for the worst. I'm not saying life is perfect here, no place is. But the hostility, the tension, the underlying fear that seems to be so common back home, that's not found here. People can talk, debate, even disagree without turning into chaos or hatreds. They can live and raise families with a sense of normalcy that feels almost impossible back home these days. Also, think about mental health. Living in fear changes you. It changes the way you see neighbors, strangers, and the world. Stepping away from that environment, being in a calmer, more grounded place, it's almost like the weight lifts off of you. You can breathe, you can think clearly, and you can focus on what really matters: your health, your family, and your future without the constant stress. But it is hard not to feel sad too, because so many Americans don't have a choice. They're stuck in a system that feels chaotic and unpredictable. And when you see reactions online celebrating misfortune or excuse harmful behavior, it just reinforces that sense of frustration and sadness. It's heartbreaking. It makes you question the direction society is heading and the values we're passing on to the next generation. I worry about friends, family back home. I worry about what they face every day, the challenges they navigate just to go about normal life. And while being overseas gives me relief, it also reminds me of what's happening there. It's a strange mix of gratitude, sadness, and reflection. And I'm not trying to say I escaped everything or life is perfect over here. It's more about appreciating the calm, appreciating the ability to live without fear, constantly hovering over you. It's about realizing how valuable safety, peace, and stability really are. Things we often take for granted until we lose them. Ultimately, I hope things can improve. I hope society begins to value life, safety, and respect more than outrage and celebration of others' misfortune. Until then, I am grateful for the distance and for the peace and for the ability to live with a little more clarity and calm. Sharing this, I hope someone else sees things differently, or at least they're not alone in feeling this way. You know, losing Charlie Kirk. I mean, I can say I didn't agree with everything that he said, but that doesn't mean that I should take his life. You know, to me, I feel like America has become a bizarre world. Everything turned upside down. You know, people don't. As days go by, the more and more people feel unsafe when they open their doors and go out into society. You know, a government should protect its citizens from those that are mentally unstable, criminals, or those who just generally want to do harm. But now it seems like the government doesn't do that anymore, and it saddens me very much. So again, I'd like to offer my condolences to Charlie Kirk's family, and it really saddens me how people can do the things that they do now back home. And you know, a lot of times you got people online celebrating it. It's just appalling. So with that, I'd like to thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And if you like this video, you can leave a like. If you dislike it, leave a dislike. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And again, thank you. And I'll see you on the next video. And everyone, take care.